Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel, and in this session we are going to solve another problem on income and expenditure account. So basically we will be learning how to prepare income and expenditure account with the help of a problem which also has adjustments with it. Okay, in my previous session we have solved a problem relating to the same topic, but it was very basic question for understanding purpose which did not include any adjustments. Okay, but in this chapter, in accounting for not for profit organization chapter, adjustments are very important. Okay, so we will learn how to prepare this type of account with adjustments, right? So quickly revise with the topic first. So basically, income and expenditure account is prepared to find out the surplus or deficit. Okay, surplus or deficit that NPO or the non-profit organization has got during the year. Okay, clear? Like how we prepare profit and loss account for a business organization, in the same way we are preparing income and expenditure account for a non-profit organization. Clear? Basically the profit of P&L account is nothing but surplus here, and the loss of P&L account is the deficit here. Clear? And this surplus will be transferred to capital fund in the balance sheet, right? So there are certain points that we need to remember. First was, it was just like P&L account or profit and loss account. So as I already told you, it's very similar to profit and loss account, but the only thing is we prepare this for a business or business organization which has a profit motive. Okay, instead of that, here we will be preparing income and expenditure account. Clear? Then it includes only revenue items. Now this point is very important. Okay, so the items which are in revenue nature, only those should be recorded. So in order to understand this, I will tell you an example. Okay, first of all, revenue items in the sense, it could be revenue expenditure or revenue income, right? So the income or expenditure which occur again and again during the course of business. Okay, they are called revenue items. For example, suppose I'm purchasing a machinery here. Okay, I'm purchasing a machinery is my asset, so I will not be purchasing machinery every day, right? So I want an asset for performance of a business, but I will not purchase it every day, right? But maintenance of this machinery, okay, maintenance. So maintenance is very important. Maintenance is a regular thing. Okay, machinery may need fuel. Okay, it may need electricity. So all these are revenue items. Do you understand? Purchasing a machinery is an capital expenditure, and maintenance of machinery is a revenue expenditure. Okay, another example is, suppose you may purchase a vehicle. Assume I'm purchasing a car. Okay, I'm purchasing a car. Again, I will not be purchasing car very oftenly, right? Very oftenly. So but fuel, repairs for the car are revenue expenditure, right? So these expenditure occur again and again. Only those should be taken in the income and expenditure account. It could be revenue expenditure or it could be revenue income. Clear? Then third thing is also very important. It includes only current year transactions. Okay, it in the question they might give you information relating to other years also. It could be previous year, it could be next year, okay, upcoming years, right? But you only need to consider the transactions which are related to the current year, and upon this point there will be so many adjustments. So while solving adjustments, these two things are very important that you need to remember. Clear? Only current year transactions should be taken, right? Then the balancing figure is called as surplus or deficit. So as I already told you, so we will never call it as profit or loss in case of an NPO. We call it as a surplus or deficit. And this surplus will never be distributed among its members, but this has to be transferred to capital fund account. Okay, so in case in future whenever we have deficiency, we can use this surplus amount. Clear? This was the concept about it. Now so let us solve a problem on the same topic. Okay, so this is basically the second problem. As I already told you, first problem we have already solved in the previous video. Okay, if you want to check that video, you can check it in the channel's playlists. Okay, you can get all 12th standard videos there, okay, related to accountancy, or you can also get its link at the end of this video. Okay, so keep watching. Now the question is, from the following information, prepare income and expenditure account for the year ending 31st March 2002 of ABC Club. Yes, so they are telling that we need to prepare income and expenditure account for this club. Assume it's a sports club. Clear? So basically in the question itself, receipts and payments account is given. With the help of this, we need to prepare income and expenditure account. Okay, yes. So along with the receipts and payments account, there is also certain additional information, or you can simply call it as adjustments given. Okay, we need to consider these also. Okay, yes. So come back to receipts and payments account. Now keep on checking every item. Okay, but before that, this is the format of an income and expenditure account. I hope everybody is familiar with this, right? So on debit side, we have expenditure and amount column. On credit side, we have income and amount column. Okay, so it's opposite of its name. See, income and expenditure account is the name, but on the debit side, we mention expenditure. You cannot mention income on the debit side. Why? Because all the expenses are debited. As per the rules of accounting, we know all the incomes are credited, right? So on debit side, we always have what? We always have expenditure. Okay. Now come back to question and keep checking each item. Okay, and see which all items we need to take in income and expenditure account. Okay, first of all, in the receipt side, we have balance carried down, that is bank balance. Sorry, it should be balance brought down. It should be balance brought down. Bank balance, so basically opening balance of bank is given, so it is not required here. Okay, this is bank balance is my asset, so when I'll prepare balance sheet, I will take asset there. Okay, all assets and liabilities, we know that they should be taken in the balance sheet, right? In income and expenditure account, we'll only take the incomes and expenses. Clear? Then subscription, yes, now this point is important. Subscription, we know that it's one of the main source of income for an NPO, right? So it's one of the main source. Other than that, we have donations, we have legacies, right? There are so many other incomes, charities and all, but subscription is one of the main source, and it is revenue in nature. How? Because as I told you, it's the main source. Many people will be regularly subscribing to an NPO. Okay, so the fees that they are paying is called as subscription. Okay, this is a regular source of income for an NPO. Now the information relating to three different years is given. Okay, so we know that in points to remember, we discussed a point that only current year transactions needs to be taken. Okay, we are preparing uh, income and expenditure account for which period? It's for 31st March 2002. And yes, one more thing is very important. So it's always better to write down which is our current year, which is our previous year, and what will be our next year. Okay, if you are clear with the dates, then it's very easy for you to solve the problem. Okay, so let me write the dates here. Okay, so first of all, I need what? I need current year. Okay, so current year, so it says that it ends at 31st March 2002. Okay, it means when it should have been started. It should start on 1st on April 2001 to 31st March 2002. This is my current year. So what should be my previous year? Previous year should be 1st of April 2000 to 31st March 2001. This should be my previous year. And what will be my next year? So next year will be 1st of April 2002 to 31st March 2003. Okay, always remember, we should only take current year transactions. right? Now current year starts from 1st of April 2001 to 2002. Okay, now subscription relating to various years is given, right? But we only need to take for current year. So our current year is 2002, right? Rupees 10,000. Okay, so rupees 10,000 has to be taken as subscription. Now subscription is my receipt, in the sense I'm receiving certain money, right? So we should take it in the income side, not on the debit side. We should take it in the credit side, that is income side. So subscription, yes. So before mentioning the amount, check, do we have any adjustment relating to subscription or not? Okay, so it's very important. Or you can also do one thing, right? Before solving the question, go through all the adjustments, right? Go through all the adjustments and check for what all items we have adjustments, right? Suppose here we first adjustment is related to salary. So in the receipts and payments account, put a star mark near salary. Okay, whenever you are referring that item, you will immediately come to know that there is certain adjustment related to it, so you should not miss it. Clear? Before solving the problem, it's better to do this step, right? Then second adjustment is related to entertainment expenses. So find where is entertainment expenses in receipts and payments account. Yes, put a star mark near it. So we know that there is a certain adjustment relating to it. Then bank interest is bank its interest is receivable. So again find out where is bank interest. Yes, we have it on the income side. Put a star mark. Then subscription accrued. Yes, we have an adjustment related to subscription as well. And remember, in most of the cases, in most of the questions, subscriptions related adjustments will definitely be given. Okay, yes. Then, so 50% of entrance fees is to be capitalized. So entrance fees related adjustment is given. So check out where is entrance fee. We have it on the income receipt side. Then furniture is to be depreciated at 10% per annum. So furniture related adjustment is there. Find where is furniture in the question. Yes, in the payment side. Okay, so we have done this task. If you do this, it will be very easy, so you will not miss any adjustment. Clear? So instead of putting a star mark, you can put anything. You can put a tick mark, you can put a x mark, you can round up that item, your wish. Clear? So yes, we were on the subscription. We have taken current year subscription, rupees 10,000. We have an adjustment relating to it. So let's see what is the adjustment. So they are telling subscription accrued rupees 400. So you should be knowing the meaning of accrued here. So accrued in the sense still receivable. Okay, I had to receive certain amount of subscription, but still I have not received it. Clear? How it is outstanding, right? We know the meaning of outstanding. Suppose outstanding rent, what it means? It means that I had to pay the rent, still I have not paid it. Okay, accrued is the opposite of that. You can call it as receivable. Okay, I had to receive certain subscription of rupees 400, but still I haven't received it. Okay, so what you will do here in the income side, first of all write down the amount 10,000 which is in the receipts and payments account. Okay, now in the adjustment, what you will do with this adjustment? So still I have to receive, right? Still it is my income, so I will add it here. I will add it as outstanding. Okay, do not write outstanding here. Mention the word accrued. Okay, mention the word accrued. Yes, accrued subscription. How much is it? It's 400 rupees. Here? Yes. Then add both of these, and other than this we don't have any other adjustment relating to subscription, right? So just add it. What will be the total? It's 10,400 rupees. Then back to question, subscription is done. Yes, ticket. Okay, then donations rupees 2,000. Yes, again I told you donations are the one of the main source of income for the NPO. So it's again a revenue uh, income, or you can say revenue item also. Okay, and in case so only donation is mentioned in this question, then it's okay, it's an revenue item. In case donation for certain specific purpose was mentioned, for example donation for building was mentioned. Okay, so we receive donations in an NPO. Donations are common, but donation for a specific purpose, it's not common. Okay, so donation for building, if one specific purpose is mentioned, then we treat it as a capital item or capital income, not as revenue income. Okay, so they might give you donation for education, donation for food, donation for building, donation for any other asset. Clear? So in that case, we should not take it in income and expenditure account. We will treat it as capital income and we will take it in the balance sheet. Okay, but in this question, any specific purpose is not given, right? So we treat it as revenue item, or you can say revenue income also. Then, so take rupees 2000 in the again income side. Donations, rupees 2000. Yes. Then back to question. So donation is done. Better to tick it. Okay. There is a reason why I'm ticking what all the transactions have been taken. There is a reason to it. So I will tell you when we will do problems on balance sheet also. Okay. Yes. Then so put the habit of ticking whatever you have taken. Then hall rent, rupees 300. So again, hall in the sense an NPO or a sports club, usually they have a hall, right? It could be used for various purposes. So many people will be doing conferences in those halls. They can be used as a function hall, marriage halls, banquet halls. Okay, so these halls will be given as rent, given on the rental basis to outsiders by the club. Okay, so this is also a revenue income for the NPO. Okay, rupees 300. So take it in the revenue income side, hall rent, rupees 300. Then back to question. Yes. Next, we have interest on bank deposits. Yes, now this is important. So we have kept certain deposits with the bank, okay, and we are receiving interest on it. Yes, so interest, we know that it will be charged every month, it will be allowed every month to us. Okay, 450 rupees is the interest we are receiving, but there is a star mark here. It means that we definitely have certain adjustment related to it. So let's check out what is that adjustment. Okay, so we have third adjustment, bank interest receivable rupees 150. Yes, again it's the same thing like accrued. Okay, receivable in the sense I had to receive, but still I have not received it. I might receive it in future. Okay, I will receive it in future. It's same like accrued itself. You can call it as bank interest accrued rupees 150. Okay, so along with 450 rupees, which I have already received, I should also be receiving 150 rupees. Okay, so definitely I will add both of these. Okay, so in the income side, take it as interest on bank deposit. How much? I've already received 450 rupees. Remember, whenever there's a transaction related to any item, first write the amount in the inner column, then make the adjustment plus or minus. Okay, we have accrued, or you can write receivable. How much? 150 rupees. So put the total in the outer column. Okay, so you cannot do it like 450 plus 150 here in the outer column. It's totally wrong. Okay, in the final amount column or in the outer column, you should put the final amount. Whatever adjustments you have to do, you should do it in the inner column itself. Clear? Yes. So 600 rupees is the interest on bank deposits, which is income for an NPO. Then back to question, we have entrance fees rupees 1000. Now again, hall rent is done, and interest on bank deposits is done. Yes, we have entrance fees. So we know that it's again and revenue income. Whenever any person enters into the club, they have to pay the fees. Okay, it's regular, right? So it's a revenue income. Rupees 100 should be taken, but there is a star mark here, means we have an adjustment. So let's check what is the adjustment. Hmm, we have fifth adjustment. 50% of entrance fees is to be capitalized. Yes. So we know that only revenue items should be taken. Here they are telling treat 50% of entrance fees as a capital income or a capital item. Should be capitalized in the sense it is treated as capital item. Okay. So here I can only take 50% of entrance fees. Okay, I can only treat 50% as revenue income, which I will take it in income and expenditure account, and remaining 50% is treated as capital income, which will be taken in the balance sheet. Clear? Yes. So 1000 rupees is there. 50% of that will be entrance fee. You can mention in the bracket as 50%. It's 500 rupees, half of that. Clear? So everything from the receipt side is completed. Do not tick this. Do not tick entrance fees because 100% of amount has not been taken. So do not tick it. Then in the payment side, first of all we have purchase of furniture rupees 5000. Now furniture is my asset. If I am purchasing a furniture, I will not purchase it every day. It is not my revenue expenditure. Clear? I will purchase furniture on like once in a year, once in a 2 years. Okay, so certain times we will not purchase once, even once in 2 years. It is not my revenue expenditure, but there is a star mark related to it. So we have an adjustment. So let's see what is the adjustment here. So sixth adjustment, we have furniture is to be depreciated at 10% per annum. Okay, so there is a depreciation. Now depreciation is charged every year. We know that, right? It is my revenue expenditure. I cannot escape the depreciation. It is regular, no matter I'm using the asset or not, depreciation should be charged. So rate of depreciation is given 10% per annum, and there is also a date given here. It is mentioned when the furniture was purchased. It was purchased on 1/7/2001. It's nothing but 1st of July, right? 1st of July 2001. Okay, so we need to consider the date also. Remember, whatever information is given in the question, everything is important. Okay, there is a date given, there is a percentage given. Okay, they are not given without reason. Okay, there is a purpose for everything which is given in the question, right? So we need to consider the date. Now depreciation is my revenue expenditure. Okay, it's my expense, so I'll take it in the debit side as depreciation on furniture. Okay, so you can do it a separate working note also relating to this. I am doing it here only. So what is the amount of furniture purchased? 5000. Rate of depreciation given is 10%. So 10 divided by 100 multiplied with date is given. So from July to March, right? From July to March, how many months are remaining? 9 months. So we should be charging depreciation only for 9 months. So 9 by 12. If the date was not given, we would have taken depreciation for the full year. Clear? So now just simplify this and we'll get the value as rupees 375. Okay, then back to question. So do not tick purchase of furniture because we have not taken purchase of furniture value. We have just taken depreciation related to it. Do not tick it. Then salary rupees 2000. Yes. Now salary we need to pay to our employees every month. It's my revenue expenditure. So 2000 should be taken. Along with that there is a star mark. So let's see what is the adjustment relating to it. So first adjustment, we have outstanding salary rupees 1500. Now as I told you, outstanding in the sense it means I had to pay certain expense, still I have not paid it. Okay, so basically how much I have paid? I've paid 2000. Along with that, 1500 rupees is outstanding. It means still I had to pay 1500 rupees, but I have not paid it, so that should also be paid. My total expenditure will be how much relating to salary? So salary 2000 rupees is being paid, plus there is an outstanding also. So outstanding salary rupees 1500, in total 3500 rupees is the expense related to salary. Here, then back to question. Now salary is done, ticket. We have telephone expenses 300. Again, we need to recharge our telephone, we need to recharge our SIM cards. Okay, so that is why it's a revenue expenditure 300. There is no star mark, it means we do not have any adjustment relating to it. So just take the same amount as it is. Telephone expenses in the expenditure side, rupees 300. Then back to question. So this is done, ticket. We have electricity charges of rupees 6000. Yes, so electricity charges are given 6000 rupees. So we know again every month we have to pay electricity bill. So electricity charges are revenue expenditure. There is no star mark related to it. So take 6000 as it is in the expenditure side. Electricity charges rupees 6000. Then back to question. Postage and stationery rupees 150. Again, these are our small sundry expenses which occur almost every day in the business organization. Oh, sorry, in an NPO, right? So these are revenue expenditure, no adjustment relating to it. So take it as it is. Printing and stationery rupees 150. Then back to question. We have purchase of books. Yes, in the previous question also we had the same transaction. So I told you that books are not treated as revenue expenditure because we do not purchase books very oftenly. We purchase magazines, journal, newspaper, all these things we purchase on regular basis. Clear? But books we do not purchase on regular basis. So whenever it is required, only then we will purchase them. Okay, and yes, magazines, journals, newspapers, all these are treated as revenue expenses, but purchase of books is not treated as revenue expenditure. Okay, so do not take it here, do not take it here, you should take it in the balance sheet. Then entertainment expenses. Now these are regular, right? Entertainment expenses are uh, revenue expenditure for an NPO, right? So there is a star mark related to it, there is an adjustment. Outstanding entertainment expenses rupees 500. Again it's the same, I had to pay 500 rupees more, but still I haven't paid it. So already 900 rupees revenue expenditure is given, in that I should add 500. So my total entertainment expenses, okay, already it was 900 paid, plus 400 needs to be paid. Totally, sorry, total 500 needs to be paid. So totally 1400 is entertainment expenses. Here, back to question, this is done. Now, purchase of 5% government papers. So first of all, government papers in the sense government security. It could be a bond, purchase of bonds. We are investing in government securities. Okay, now this is not an revenue expense. Okay, we will not purchase government securities every day, we will not do investments every day regularly. Okay, but 5% is given here, right? As I told you, there is a purpose for everything here. There's a date given, there's a percentage given, for everything there is a purpose. Now it means that, so when I'm investing in government papers, I'm receiving 5% as interest. We know when we do investments in securities, we will receive interest or dividend in return. For government securities, we are receiving interest. So every, you can say every month 5% interest I'm receiving. Okay, so there is no adjustment relating to it directly given, but there is an indirect adjustment here. Okay, you can do one thing. So better you can write it as 5% interest on government papers. Okay, so there is, it is not directly given, but this 5% is given for that purpose itself, right? So what we need to do here, we need to charge interest. Okay, now purchase of government paper is my investment, it's my payment, but I'm receiving interest in return. I'm receiving it, right? I'm receiving it in the sense, so it's my income, it's not my expenditure, right? Okay, so it's my income. I will take it in the income side as interest on government papers. But there is another information in the question which is given, which is missed here, unfortunately. So date was mentioned. On which date the government papers was purchased? The date is mentioned, which is 1st October 2002. No, 2001. Okay, it was purchased in the middle of the year, in the month of October. So I'm receiving interest for 6 months only, October to March. Okay, so in the income side, take it as interest on government papers. Okay, 8,000 rupees is been invested, so 5% is the rate of interest that I'm getting, multiplied with how many months? 6 months. It purchased in the month of October, so from October to March only I will be receiving interest. Clear? So just simplify this and you'll get the value rupees 200. Then back to question. So then we have miscellaneous expenses. So it's nothing but other expenses. Okay, so 600 rupees, it's my revenue income, sorry, revenue expenses. So in the expenditure side, miscellaneous expenses, there is no adjustment, so as it is rupees 600. Then, so this is done. At last we have closing balance, so it should be balance carried down. Closing balance of cash in bank. We will take opening and closing balances of assets in the balance sheet, not in the income and expenditure account. Okay, so from receipts and payments account, everything is taken. If you just know that which is the revenue item and which is the capital item, you will be able to do it easily. And another one thing you need to remember, that is only current year transactions should be taken. Just keep these two things in mind and you can easily do the income and expenditure account. Okay, but we still have to consider the adjustments once. Okay, check whether every adjustment has been appeared once in income and expenditure account or not. Remember, all the adjustments will appear once in the income and expenditure account. So outstanding salary is done, yes. Entertainment expenses are done, right. Bank interest is taken, subscription is taken, entrance fee is taken, furniture depreciation is taken. We also had one indirect adjustment. This is also taken. Yes, if everything from receipts and payments account is done and everything from adjustment is taken once, then you can finally total the amount columns. Okay, total both the amount columns. So debit and credit side, right? So credit side is bigger here. So total on credit side is 14,000 rupees. So write the same as it is, 14,000. Okay, and I'm getting the difference or the balancing figure on the debit side. Okay, rupees 1,675 is the difference. We call it as surplus. Okay, we call it as surplus. You can write excess of income over expenditure. Okay, see basically what it means. My credit side or income side total was more. It means my income or receipts are more. Okay, 14,000 rupees, so they are more than my expenses. Okay, my expenses are less. compared to income. So definitely it's a surplus, right? It's a surplus. We have excess of income over expenditure. Okay, never call it as profit, call it as surplus. So this will be transferred to balance sheet capital fund. Okay, this is how we prepare income and expenditure account, along with when adjustments are given in the question. Okay, so do not worry, we will be doing more problems relating to the same topic, and we will also be doing balance sheet questions. Then we will prepare subscription account. Then we will find out the amount of sports material consumed. Everything from this chapter will be covered in the upcoming sessions. So keep watching all the sessions, and if you found this particular video helpful, please hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. You can share the video with your friends, and keep watching. I will see you all in the next video. Till that, happy learning.